Hey kiddos, we're here again doing another session of math. Today is lesson 16-5 and it is pictographs. So pictures put into a graph, pictograph. This particular one that we're going to be doing on the front page is, what is your favorite school subject? Well, since we're not at school and I can't ask you all what your favorite school subject is, we're going to go ahead and fill this in. And if I asked all of you, then you would tell me reading or math or science or social studies, and I would tally mark. Like someone said social studies, so I'll put 1 tally mark. And someone said science, and then a math, then a reading. Then another person said they liked reading, and another person said they like reading, and then we have another science and math. Okay, and now when we got to 4 math, we don't do another 5th one over here. It's a tally mark, so we do a cross one. And that, whenever you do that diagonal line, that is showing that that is 5. So we know that 4 down and 1 diagonal is 5, a grouping of 5 tally marks. So we don't have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that when we write tally marks, once we get to 4, we do the 5th one diagonal, okay? All right, so then another person for reading, and another one for science, and one final one for math. So, if we take a look at what the totals are, we have 4 for reading. This is 5, and one more is 6 for math, 3 for science, and 1 for social studies. That was the favorite school subjects. So down here, now remember, we're not doing a bar graph today, and we're not doing a line plot. We are going to be doing a pictograph. So pictures, okay? Pict is in there. And whenever you see that, think of picture graphs. Pictographs, okay? So we're going to be creating pictures. So when we look at reading, how many do we have up here? 4. Okay. Well, before I start doing pictures of this, I want to look down at the bottom. Okay, again, remember when I said when you're dealing with graphs or tables or charts or anything of that nature, you need to make sure that you look at the entire thing. You need to read the headings. You need to read, here's the heading. You need to read all the data or information they provide. You need to read the labels, reading, math, science, social studies, and the scale at the bottom. This one does not have a scale, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on up, or whatever the scale may be. There, on this one, it is a book. Each book equals 1 child. And you have to pay close attention to this, because sometimes they might say each book or picture of a book is 2 children or 5 children. So then if you just counted the books, when I do the books, if you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 pictures were there, so you counted it as 5 books or 5 children, and they had said it was supposed to be 2, so then that would have been 10. So you really have to pay attention to what they tell you it equals. Today, it's really easy on the front, because 1 book equals 1 child. All right? So for reading, how many books would I draw in here? So I go to reading, and how many tally marks are there? There are 5. So I'm going, or 4, excuse me. So I'm going to draw 4 books. I'm not going to get pretty about it. Just draw 4 squares. Math, there are 5, and one more is 6. So 1, I'm trying to do the same size, and right underneath one another, 4, 5, 6. And of course over here I can put, there was 4 in this row, 6 in this row. Science, 3, social studies 1. And now my pictograph is done. So which subject was the favorite? Math. There were 6 books. Which is the least favorite? Social studies. There's only 1. How many more liked math instead of science? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 more in math than in science. Okay, let's go on to the inside. Up at the top, it says, the tally chart shows the favorite ball games of Mrs. Green's class. So for baseball, 2. Soccer, remember, there's that diagonal line, so that equals 5. And 6, 7, 8, and then 4. Okay? You can show the same data in another way. Choose a symbol to represent the data. So they're talking about the kids' favorite ball games. So it says the symbol will be a stick person, and each stick person represents 1 child. So on the pictograph, they did 2 for baseball, since the data over here was 2, then 8 for soccer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 for tennis, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each stick person is 1 child. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Use the tally chart to complete the pictograph, then use the pictograph to solve the problems. Okay, blue, there's that group of tallies, it's 5, so they drew 5 pencils. Mine aren't perfect, but whatever. And then red, and you could do that like with colored pencils if you'd like. Let me see if I can get them. So red, there's 5, and then one more 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. I'm going to put 6 over there. And this is 5. And then purple. But you can just use a regular pencil. You don't have to do this in color. And then orange. Okay, so how many children like blue the best? 5. Notice how I put the numbers here easily so I don't have to keep counting every time. Which color do the most children like? Red. Which color do the fewest children like? Orange. How are the tally chart, this is a tally chart, and the pictograph, this is the pictograph for exercise 1 to 3, how are they similar? How are those similar? How is this and this similar? The tally chart and the pictograph have the same information or same data. The tally chart and the pictograph have the exact same information and data. That's how they're the same, guys. They have the exact same information. And that's all you have to put. The tally chart and the pictograph have the same information / data. And notice how I capitalize and I put a period and it's a complete sentence and it makes sense. And that's because I have room there. And we talked about that. If there's room, then you write a complete sentence. Capital, period, and neatly. Otherwise, you won't get the points for it. And you're going into 3rd grade next year, so you got to make sure that you're doing a thorough job. Okay? You can pause it if you need more time. Use the tally chart to complete the pictograph. Then use the pictograph to solve the problem. So let's take a look over here. Favorite season, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. And then I'm going to look down here. There's symbol. That's one of the words. Word bank symbol and pictograph. The symbol is a stick person. Oh, look it. It equals 2 votes. 2 votes. So, for spring, I am not going to just do 4, okay, because 2 of those equal 1 picture, so I would only do 2, okay, because each one equals 2 votes. So then over here we have, there's a grouping of 5, and here's a grouping of 5. So, okay, there's 2 groups. So I am going to do only one of those groups, so I will do 5. I don't want to do 10. That's 10 tallies, but remember each one represents 2. So we're counting by 2s, essentially, guys. So if we're counting by 2s, let's see if that's right. 2, 4, yep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 over there. Okay, this happens to be 6. So would I draw 6 people over here? No, we're counting by 2s. So you have to represent 6. So there's 2. 2 and another 2 is 4. And another one is 6. Okay, so now that represents the tallies. Now over here we have winter, we have 2. So how many are we going to draw? Only one little person, because that one person represents 2. How many children like fall the best? Well, there's 3 children. Do I write 3? No, because 3, each person represents 2, so I do not write 3. So let's see, how many children like fall? Let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6. Which season do the fewest children like? Winter, because there's only 1. That means only 2 children voted there. Which season do the most children like? Well, there's the most right up there. Summer. That's 10. Remember? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Look at the pictograph for exercise 4 through 6. If 8 children chose fall, okay, right now we have how many? 2, 4, 6. If 8 children chose fall, how many symbols would be shown? Okay, we have 6 right here. To get 8, how many more do we need? Just 1 more, so that would be 4. 4 children. 4. Okay. Use the tally chart to complete the pictograph. Use the pictograph to solve the problems. Here we go. Birch, we have 3. So before I start drawing, I got to look over here at the symbol. 1 tree equals 1 tree. So for birch, I have to draw 3. So I'm just going to go like this. 1, do like a cloud. 2, 3. Oak, I have to do, there's that group, represents 5, and one more is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maple, there's that group. How many is in there? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then pine, 1, 2, even though that's not what those trees look like, but that's how we're doing it. Okay? How many oak trees are in the park? So let's go up to oak, and how many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had done this, I wouldn't have even had to count. Okay? Remember me doing that in previous lessons? Which type of tree is there the least of in the park? The least. So we just look over here and see there's only 2 pine. Pine would be the least. Okay, this one's a little tricky. It says draw a pictograph to show the data. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this corner here. Okay, so I'm going to trace that line. Trace this line. Go down and across. It's not beautiful, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to draw a line like this. And I'm going to put favorite drink. Okay? Favorite drink. So we got that so far? Then I'm going to draw a line right down here. Okay, so you might want to do that because we have to put the kinds of drinks. And then there are 3, so I'm going to do a line like this. 1, another line. And you can use your ruler if you'd like to. And then in here I put milk, juice, water. Now each cup is 1 vote. So we're going to be drawing cups because that's the picture. 3 cups here. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. I'll put 3. Juice, I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Water, I only have 1. And there we go. All right, boys and girls. I am going to let's see, the clue word is let's have the clue word be symbol. Okay, symbol. Because we've been using symbols to draw on our pictograph. Symbol. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go through very briefly. Don't forget your clue word. Go ahead and count. It says each smiley face is 1 child, so you can put your number here also, or just write it down there on the line, and then answer the questions. I'm not going to go through this too much. And then up here, read the directions, fill in the pictograph, and then answer the questions accordingly. Okay? All right. We'll see you next time for the next video.